Hi there, April Mack going live on part 2 of the secret sauce behind my rapid business growth. So if you didn't watch last night's live, then you can go back and watch that if you're interested to get the other tips that I've given. And what I've done is just come up with all the things that I've been doing differently this year that have created rapid business growth for me that you might be able to implement in your business. So for those who don't know me, I'm a business coach and mentor, and I help people grow their businesses in ways that are totally aligned with who they are, totally aligned with their soul. So that's what I do. If you're watching this on a replay, then please hashtag replay so I know you was here, as they say. I want to know who was here so I can come and hunt you down. No, I don't. I do like knowing who was here. And also, I love making this a conversation. So if what I'm saying resonates, please give me a hell yeah or whatever. Oh, it sounds so American. Please, just comment as we go if it resonates, if you've got any questions, or if you, if you agree with what I'm saying. So just bear with me. I like to have a pen in my hand. I don't know that I need it, but it's just a habit. And I also like to have a cup of tea. So I'm just going to have a quick sip of tea before we get started. And that will also give a few more people time to join. And hello to the beautiful people that are joining as we speak. So it's nice to see you. Hope you've got a cup of tea or having your dinner. Is it dinner time? Might be dinner time for some of you. Might be breakfast for others if you're on the other side of the world. Right, so if you didn't watch last night's live, then please do go back and watch it, because these two lives together is where I share everything that I've been doing differently this year that has caused my business to go, well, through the roof. It's not so through the roof that I can't manage it, but I've grown so much, and I thought to myself, okay, what have I done that's so different that people need to know that they can implement? So that's what this is all about. So the first thing I want to share with you tonight is that one of the things I've been doing very differently, and I started this in April this year. Some of you will know this, some of you won't, is I started live streaming, doing this kind of thing, right? Before that time, I never did any live streams. I did a couple of videos that I would upload, but I would, redo them before I would upload them, because I was too self-conscious and I was like aiming for perfection, which, to be honest, is just pointless, because no one can be perfect. My son tells me that. He's 8 years old, and he said there's no such thing as perfect, and I love that he knows that at 8 years old. I wish I'd known it, and I only learned it not so long ago. So before about April of this year, I didn't do lives, and since I started doing lives and doing more and more and more of them, it's totally changed my business. Why is that? It's because you guys like to see me live for some reason. What it is we pick up on the person's energy. So you're picking up on my energy when you come and watch a live. You get to know me quicker, because it's much, you get to get a taste of what it would be like to work with me. And so I'm finding that people watch my lives, and after a certain amount of time, and they get comfortable with who I am and the way that I show up and the things that I teach and the way I do it, and then they're ready to work with me on the next level. So I have got people in my courses, in my programs, and in my one-on-one coaching who I have never met face-to-face, who some of them I've never even had a conversation with at all, and money appears in my bank account from a complete and utter stranger, basically, someone who I didn't even know was following me. And that is because I live stream. So if you're not comfortable live streaming and you want to grow your business and you want to use social media to do it, I highly recommend thinking about doing lives, because it's the quickest way that people will get a feel for who you are. And there's a whole lot of stuff around it. If you're interested, I've got a course on it. It's super affordable. It's like $55 for that plus another course. So if you want it, I'm not selling that as such. Like, I'm not here to sell you that, but if you do want it, just let me know. So live streaming. Live streaming is where you get to be seen, be heard, and be known, right? That's kind of what you want if you want to lead in this way online. Second thing is actively seeking out speaking gigs. That's the other thing that I've been doing this year that has transformed my business. So getting in front of new audiences, in front of people who've never heard of me in different places. So that every month I think about who can I contact to get some speaking gigs. And that has, again, put me in front of new audiences. I get new followers and then more people that want to work with me. So I can't highly recommend it enough. You can speak on a friend's page. So if you've got a friend who's got followers that aren't your followers, go have an interview on their page if you can. Go and find some groups where they take on speakers. Join a networking group where they use speakers and tell them about you or something interesting, and then have people follow you that way. So that'll expose you to new audiences. So that's a really, really good way. Next thing is, this is going to sound a bit out there, but I started following younger people younger than me. So I am a Gen X person. I was born in 1972. I'm not going to tell you my life story, don't worry. But that, I find that my generation and the generations a bit older than me, we have a lot of unlearning to do. And of course, you know, I'm generalizing here, okay? So I'm not saying that everyone is the same, but as a generalization, Gen X people and above tend to be a little more cautious, a little more downplay our self-worth. We have some issues around self-worth, and we tend to not want to brag about ourselves because we were taught that that was a really bad thing. I'm finding that the younger generation people don't suffer from those same limitations, and some of the young people, so it's not all, again, it's a generalization, but the ones that I've been following, they don't seem to have that issue. And it's a breath of fucking fresh air to watch people who are really good at what they do, to be able to hear them say, I'm really good at what I do. It is a breath of fresh air. So when I grew up, and probably for many of you watching, when you grew up, if you were to say that about yourself, you would have been in big trouble, because that would have been bragging. And nobody likes a bragger, and, you know, tall poppy syndrome, all of that. So for me, seeing these younger people who are, if they are good, like I'm not saying the ones that aren't good, but the ones that are good and they know they're good and they say they're good and they're really, really proud of the way they're showing up and the work in the world, that's bloody awesome. So by watching them and hanging out with them online and following them, I'm finding it's rubbing off on me. So like, it's, you know, that same thing where you say the people that you spend the most time with, that kind of, you know, it's contagious, it rubs off on you. There's a saying, and I can't think of what it is, it's too late at night, but you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, that sort of thing. It's basically, if you hang out and watch those people, you will get more of that yourself. You will find yourself feeling more confident and more willing to notice your own awesomeness and say, hey, I'm fucking awesome at this. So I start to say that now. And you know what? I'm not going to apologize for that. Like, so in the past I would have said, you know, sorry, but I think I'm really good at this. I'm not sorry for it anymore. It's a bloody gift given to me from the divine. If you know me, you know I talk about the divine. For me, they're all gifts, and I'm proud of them, and I'm happy to share them. So hang out with some younger people and get some of those awesome vibes. These are the things, I'm telling you, these are the things I've been doing that have changed my business. They're all free. You can do all of them if you want to. Give them a go. Right, that's 3 that I've done. Next one is, I've got my notes here, that's why I keep looking down. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. I bought and read the book Soul Modes by Carly Marie. So most of you, any of you following me, know that I talk ad nauseum about beautiful Carly Marie. She's my coach, and she's the author of a book called Soul Modes. If you've never heard of it, please go and get yourself a copy. It gives you a language to talk about how you feel, like how we are different on different days. And not only a language, but an understanding that we're not going to wake up feeling the same fucking way every day. Most days we wake up, we're going to be different. And she explains that there is a cycle that we all go through. We go through it in the same order. And if you read, everyone I know that's read it, many of you have read it, everyone I know that's read it has just gone, every woman that's read it, or feminine core being, you might be a man, but, you know, identifies as a female, has gone, yeah, that makes sense to me. I go through those phases. That makes complete sense. And once you do, it's like an unlocking. It gives you permission to not be the same every day and to be totally okay with that. So some days it's really good for me to come on here and do a live because I'm in the mode where that feels good. Other days, that would be the worst fucking thing I could think of doing. And so I don't force it. I don't force myself to do it on those days because I know that I'm in a different mode, a mode that does not want to go live. And that's okay because we don't want to be the same all the time. So get that book if you haven't already and have a read. And when you run your business from that point of view, like knowing about the soul modes, it totally changes everything. The next thing that has changed dramatically for me in the past 6 months is really developing a new level of trust in what I call the divine. Now, some of you might call that the universe. Some of you might call it God, Source, Mother Earth, whatever the fuck you call that kind of extra thing outside, right? That's not here on the physical plane. So for me, learning to acknowledge that ideas that come in for me are coming from a divine source, and that my job is to trust that source and to trust that I wouldn't have had that idea if it wasn't something that was absolutely awesome and necessary to carry out. Then that has changed my business dramatically. So just trusting in that and surrendering to it and knowing that I don't have to have all the answers, that if I get an idea, that the resources will be made available to me, and I have to trust that. So for example, recently I had the idea to write a book, and instead of like fart-assing around about that, which is what I would have used to have done and gone, oh really? Do I have to write a book? Do I have to write a book now? Come on, no, I'm not going to write a book now. I haven't got time. Instead of doing that, I was like, okay, I've had the idea for a book, so obviously I'm writing a book. Okay, I'm surrendered to that. And then I jump online, tell people about it and say, does anyone want to help me by being part of my research? And 40 people have jumped into my research group, like overnight. And so if that's not divine action happening in front of my very eyes, I don't know what is. So that's the divine giving me the resources, because there's no way that I could have sat down and written this book. I can't do it alone because it's not all coming from me. It's not my story. It's actually going to be a book that's going to be a whole heap of people's stories, which is why the divine sent me 40 people to get involved. So fucking easy. I did a live and then suddenly, and some of you watching will be in that group, and it's bloody amazing. If you're not in that group and you want to be, let me know. I can add you. So that was the next one. So trusting the divine. And the next one after that I've got here is taking valiant action following those divine inspirations. So this is where the word diva comes in. So divine inspiration, D-I, that's the divine coming in through me. Then my job is to take valiant action, the VA, towards that and trust that it will all be perfect. So that's where the word diva came from. That popped in. I'm a diva. I support other people who are divas. So people who believe what I'm talking about, that divine inspiration comes and they need to take the valiant action to carry it out. They're part of my monthly mastermind group. So that is what's changed by me accepting, yes, this is the action I'm here to take, and just going ahead and doing it. It's changed my business dramatically. Last but not least is Let me see. Oh yeah, I'm just getting a bit confused here by my notes. I used to believe that the way that I had to work it had to be hard work to be successful. So you had to work hard, no pain, no gain. Work hard and you'll reap the rewards, all that sort of stuff. That's what I used to think. But really, after following the Gen Y people that I do and trusting in the divine and really using my energy in new ways, I have discovered that work and my business can be extremely easy to run. Very, very easy. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take a long time. So I work part-time hours and I'm earning really good income and I get to do what I love and work it around my family in the hours that suit us, and it's not hard. And it always used to be hard, I promise you. My work in the corporate world used to be hard, and when I started my business, it used to be hard. I used to work hours and hours sitting at the desk, hard slog all day without getting, great results. Now it's a very different. I do a lot of meditating. I work a lot with energy as opposed to doing hard work. So to call people into my programs and to work with me, I might do some energy work and visualizing and feeling the feelings of them coming in, and then magic happens. They come in. It's like magic. Instead of me thinking, okay, I need to do 10 posts today and 3 lives and, go and, cold call people or whatever it is that, we do, it doesn't have to be hard like that. And in terms of the content that I create for my courses, again, it doesn't take me long at all because I trust in the divine. I allow the inspiration to come through. I don't make it hard anymore. It's total change. So if all of that makes sense to you, or it doesn't make sense and you want to make sense of it, then send me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you more about it. And just on that, I just want to let you know I am running a beautiful new program. It starts on the 5th of October and it's called Shine. And it's for those that are here, like it's not for everyone because it's going to be a really super intensive course. It's going to go for 13 weeks. But it's for people who feel like they're here to lead. They're here to lead others, but they want to do it in a way that's easy, like what I've just been describing. So in that program, I'm going to teach the people in there everything that I've learned to get to this point. And so those people can fast track their way there. They don't have to go through the years and years of unlearning and learning that I've had to do. In 13 weeks, we're going to learn everything that I possibly can teach in that time, which will be a lot. The way I teach is a little bit different to a lot of people. There's a lot of energy transfer that goes on. There's training. My background is as a trainer and my background in corporate, so I bring together, and as a coach. So all of those things get woven in together. So it's going to be a massively accelerated program for those. It's for those people who feel ready to be seen, be heard, and be known. That's who it's for. And so if you feel like that's you and you want to know more, then I'm taking expressions of interest. I have to check that we're all a good match for each other because the energy and the group dynamic is going to be really, really important because we're spending, 13 weeks together. It can't be just, anyone just jumping on in. So if you feel in any way called to be part of it or just want to know more, then send me a personal message and we'll make a time to have a chat and see if it's the right thing. There's no pressure. That's not how I work. And it's got to feel good for us both. So if you're interested, let me know. And in the meantime, have a beautiful evening or morning wherever you are. And I no doubt will see you online again soon. So that's it from me. Oh, actually, before I go, I better just check if there are any comments because I haven't looked. Gosh, how rude of me. Sorry, guys. Going to have a quick check through these comments. Some people missed the start. That's a great tip about following younger people. Yes, it's great to hear. That's why I hang out with you. Tell me about it. My boys are so inspiring. Beautiful. Some lovely comments there, but no questions that I need to respond to. So I shall see you online soon, beautiful people. Lots of love. Bye for now.